Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Anyways, I hope everybody can hear me. I just tested on my YouTube screen. So I got a new computer today, so everything should hopefully be better. New computer with, of course, a new computer with, of course, a new camera and all that. So hopefully I should look and sound better. I hope everybody's had a good day. Hey, Woody. Nice. And yeah, I got it yesterday. I ended up having to go out and buy it because of the fact, because as you know, I was having some technical issues. So now we're just waiting to see if, you know, so Woody, do I take it you can hear me then, since you were able to respond to that? How it is when you get when you get something new, you want to make sure it works. You want to make sure you set it up right and all that. And if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream for me, I would appreciate that. Oh yeah, you sound great. Hey, computers don't last. Yeah, that might be true, but sometimes I can be a little hard headed about it. But yeah. So basically, hope you've had a good week, Woody, as we are getting ready to wind down here. Yeah, we'll just wait a few minutes to give people a chance to get in here. Hopefully you've done well this week, Woody. Hopefully everybody will be here soon. Wednesdays and Thursdays, as the latter half of the week seems to get busy with everybody in terms of streaming and stuff. But anyways, as I said, we'll wait a couple minutes, let people come in. Hopefully, yeah. So we're at the last news day of the week, and then of course tomorrow is our historical comic retrospect, and I know hopefully we all get back out in here, and he should be usually. Tomorrow we'll be, of course, going over comics that went on sale in February 1939 from Centaur Comics. So that's what we have to look forward to tomorrow. I got as I said, I'll wait. Let's see now. Hong Kong Fooey, #1 super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. But Hong Kong Fooey, you're terrific. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Come on, Scooby Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. You're not fooling me, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know you got a mystery to solve, so Scooby Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back. And Scooby Doo, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby Dooby Doo, here are you. We're ready and you're willing. And we can count on you, be Scooby Doo. No, we'll catch that villain. Brave star, brave star, brave star, brave star. Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf. Brave star, brave star. Strength of the bear, speed of the puma. Brave star, brave star. Yeah. They're dashing, they're daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears. Of course, even with the new computer on StreamYard or YouTube, won't necessarily recognize there's more people in here than there are. Anyways. Hey, Mike, dropping in to say hi. Hey, Shadowhawk, thanks for dropping in. Um, yeah, as you may notice, I got a new computer. So we got a new camera here, and hopefully I'm sounding great to you. um, as you're saying hi, if you can also like and share the stream so we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be very appreciated. Anyways, we're coming up, getting close to the 8-minute mark, so I guess it will be a good time to kind of at least go over what's on tap for tonight. Um, yeah, so what's on tap for tonight? So I've got 12 articles to go over. 6 from what's the top? Well, we have multiple topics, as you know. This is more of a niche newscast. Um, so yeah, apparently YouTube's not even registering you as watching Shadowhawks. Or Woody, I guess, because they're still saying only one person watching. Ah. But so what's on tap for tonight? Well, as I said, we've got 12 articles to go over. 6, they're all from they're all from CBR. Let's see, we got some news from Anchor. Anchor set some new digital deals. Let's see what else. Alex Ross releases some fan art for at San Diego Comic Con 2022. Matt Wagner reveals a little secret about a Green Arrow cover. Let's see. Iconic Batman artist Tim Sale passes away. That I know was yesterday. Marvel's got some releases coming out, and an iconic Frank Miller cover. Frank Miller and an iconic Dark Knight Returns cover goes for over $2.5 million. Aside from that, of course, we also have on the anime side of it, we have 6 articles there, including a couple cosplay articles. Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about a profile piece in regards to Studio Pierrot. Some of the best anime titles from Pierrot thus far that aren't, Bleach or Naruto. Let's see what else. Dragon Ball Super reveals an absolutely gorgeous steel box Blu-ray set. Let's see over that. A couple of cosplay stories here. Crunchyroll's got its fall releases coming out. Let's see, I think is a new CG animated series coming from coming from Cat Noir creator Osamu Tezuka. And of course, we'll have, of course, the wrestling roundup, as we do have some news from WWE, AEW, and Impact Wrestling. Just kind of a follow up to what I told you about the Impact with Slammiversary coming this weekend. But, anyways, and of course, our usual This Day in Each History. So, with that, effing you. Anyways, let's see. Anyways, if we can get more people in here and get more conversation going, I'm sure that they'll be a bit more inclined to follow up here. So, anyways, how did that happen? Anyways, I don't even know how that happened. Sorry, this thing kind of zoomed up in a weird way on me. Sometimes it will like close in, and trying to figure out how exactly. Still can't get it. Anyways, oh well, have to just deal with it, I guess. All right, now that's better. Anyways, all right. Just some little tidbits about dealing with this sometimes. Anyways, so I've already kind of gone over what's on tap for tonight. So why don't we go ahead and get started on the articles? All right. So, anyways, let's. and do this. All right, then. Here we go. Oh, there it is right there. All right. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started on this article then. All right. Humanoid sets deal with new digital distributor Inker exclusive. Oh, yeah. We're already at 1950. So, we're almost 20 minutes into this show. So, anyways. Comics distributor Inker is the new digital home for such humanoid titles as Space Bastards, Muse, Barbarella, and many more. Article by Noah Dominguez, published 21 hours ago. All right, so there we go. There's the Inker thing right there. Singapore-based comics app Inker is the new digital distributor for various titles belonging to such publishers as Humanoids, Comic Kect, and Ablaze Publishing. CBR can exclusively reveal that Inker, quote, the leader in global comics distribution, will expand their Western comic offerings as the new digital home for 34 titles from legendary graphic artist legendary graphic novel publisher Humanoids to start including Derek Robertson's Space Bastards, Terry Dodson's Muse, and John Claude Forrest's Barbarella, unquote. In addition to the 34 Humanoids titles, Inker will also be the new home for 5 Ablaze titles, including Treese and Kagaster, as well as 8 comic titles, including Alex Nino's Alandal. On starting today, June 16th, until Saturday, July 9th, 34 humanoid titles will be launched on Inker with, quote, a release of additional issues per title happening weekly after initial launch, unquote. On that note, quote, Inker's release will kick off with Comic Kit's Twinkle Twinkle and Humanoids, the Meta Barons, and before the Incal, with the official schedule of release for the rest of the month posted to site and on its social media channels, unquote. Inker explains that the 47 total titles from all 3 publishers will be available for subscription only. Furthermore, quote, this will be just the first batch of Humanoids content to be featured on Inker. Readers and fans alike can expect more content from the publisher later in the year, unquote. Quote, now more than ever, comic creation is boundless and borderless, unquote, said Inker co-founder and head of operations, Hugh Tran. quote, naturally, as Inker is one of the only global destinations for both Asian and Western comics and its creators, we are excited to welcome Humanoids, Ablaze Publishing, and Comic Cat to our family and share their content with our worldwide fans and users, unquote. In addition to Humanoids, Comic Cat, and Ablaze, Inker is already the digital home of certain titles belonging to Image Comics and Top Cow Production. Now, Top Cow, of course, is an imprint of Image. And there we go with that one. Article was by Noah Dominguez. I guess I didn't go over that. Article by Noah Dominguez published 21 hours ago. So there we go with that one. And as always, guys, if you have anything to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. If you want to ask any questions about anything that we talked about or whatever, feel free to do so in the comments. Anyways, getting ready to move on to the next article here. Anyways, all right, so here we are back at this. All right, so anyways, let's get back to the articles here. Exclusive reveal: rare signed Moon Knight art by Alex Ross releases for fans at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. CBR can exclusively reveal Alex Ross' stunning Moonlight Gickley print, which will be available at San Diego Comic-Con 2022 and on Ross's website. Article by Brendan Schwer, published 11 hours ago. So here we go. CBR can exclusively reveal a piece of Moon Knight art created by Alex Ross that will be available for fans to purchase at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. The Alex Ross Art website is launching its San Diego Comic-Con 2022 page on June 16th and will make the Moon Knight piece available for waitlist ordering. Quote, this all-new illustration of Marvel's multiple personality mercenary, Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, Stephen Grant, Jake Lockley, and Mr. Knight, is part of a series of more minimalistic renderings of the superheroes by Alex Ross. Alex Ross art will release the signed Geekly print at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, available at booth number 2415 and at alexrossart.com. Unquote, a description for the piece reads. Let's see. Ross is also selling covers from 2007's Black Adam, the Dark Age at San Diego Comic Con 2022 booth number 2415 and on his website. Quote, Black Adam has been both a hero and villain during his long existence. Unquote. The description reads, quote, each piece of Black Adam, unquote, is hand numbered and is signed by Alex Ross, unquote. Black Adam, The Dark Age, came from writer Peter Tomasi, penciler Doug Monkey, inkers Christian Alamy and Norm Rapmund, colorist Nathan Eyring, and letterer Nick J. Napolitano. In the sixth issue comic, I believe, 6-issue feature, Teth Adam embarks on a quest to regain his powers after he was defeated and became mortal in World War III. When he eventually does regain his strength, the titular anti-hero then battles villain and sorcerer Felix Faust. Created by Doug Mensch and Don Perlin, Moon Knight first appeared in 1975's Werewolf by Night number 32. Mark Spector was a mercenary who became mortally wounded and then unearthed a tomb belonging to the Egyptian god Khonshu. Spector is resurrected as the deity's Fist of Khonshu, quote unquote, and then heads out on a mission to protect the innocent at night by any means necessary. Spector, Moon Knight, has dissociative identity disorder. That used to be called multiple personality disorders. Now it's called dissociative identity disorder, or DID, meaning that multiply, or I think it's supposed to be multiple. There's a typo right there. Multiple personalities live inside his body. He primarily switches between three identities: Spector, Stephen Grant, and Jake Lockley. Ross co-created Marvel's Universe X version, created the Marvel's Universe X version of Moon Knight alongside Doug Braithwaite and Jim Kruger. According to Jeremy Slater, head writer of Disney Plus's Moon Knight series, the Universe X interpretation of the character was a major inspiration for the Oscar Isaac portrayed character's costume. Quote, we pitched the in small quote unquote summoning idea to Kevin Feige using the Ultimate Universe X costume as a visual aid, unquote. Slater previously tweeted, quote, he loved it, but wanted us to take it a step further. It was Kevin's idea to combine the modern Moon Knight look with the Universe X mummy bandages. The end result is one of the coolest costumes we've ever seen in the MCU. Brought to brilliant life by Marvel's team of artists and designers, and it all started with a 20-year-old piece of comic art pinned to a whiteboard. Additionally, Moon Knight artwork from Ross can also be found on Marvel's Moon Knight Omnibus, Volume 2, which published May 11th. The synopsis reads, quote, collects Moon Knight, 1980, number 21 through 38, Iron Man, 1968, number 161, Power Man and Iron Fist, 1978, number 87, Marvel Team Up, 1972, number 144, Moon Knight, 1985, numbers 1 through 6, Marvel Fanfare, 1982, number 30, material from Soul Avengers, 1987, number 3, Marvel Fanfare, 1982, numbers 38 and 39, Marvel Superheroes, 1990, number 1, The End of the Beginning, Doug Mensch and Bill Sienkiewicz's landmark, critically acclaimed run comes to a close, but first, Moon Knight must survive threats old and new. Including the madness of Morpheus, the deadly return of stained glass Scarlet, the devious Black Spectre, and a rematch against the Werewolf by Night. Moon Knight teams with Iron Man, Brother Voodoo, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and more. But when tragedy strikes, the dead walk and secrets come to light. Will Moon Knight meet his final rest, or will he rise again, reinvigorated as the Fist of Khonshu? For more information, visit alexrossart.com. There we go. And we will get to the next story here. Before I do need to step away. Hey, RJ! Oh, SDCC is still a thing? Yeah, it still is, I guess, RJ. Anyways, I've got to step away from the computer for a moment, so I do thank you for the like and share. I'll be right back, but I will leave you some music to listen to while I'm gone. This is and I'll be right back. And I'm back now to see. Ah, we have a few people here. Hi, hi. Hey, Broly the Mighty. Welcome to the stream. Is this Broly or is this his son? Um, by the way, you guys like the new camera, new computer, new camera, Arte, Broly. You guys like it? You guys see me a bit better now and hear me a bit better. Anyways, all right. So here we go. Here we go with the next story here. Matt Wagner reveals a and follow quote dirty secret about an iconic Green Arrow cover. Matt Wagner reveals a dirty secret about his Green Arrow number 28 from 2003, which shows Oliver Queen passionately kissing his girlfriend at the time. Article by Brandon Tour, published an hours ago. Matt Wagner posted a dirty secret about the cover for 2003 Green Arrow number 28. Wagner posted a photo of the Green Arrow number 28 by writer Judd Winnick, penciler Phil Hester, inker Andy Parks, and colorist Guy Major and letterer um, Sean Conant, which sees Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, sharing a passionate moment with Joanna Pierce. A brief description as to why it was considered quote unquote controversial. The post reads, um, quote, after in bracket Brad Meltzer's run, my deal pal, I think it's supposed to be my dear pal, not deal, my dear pal Winnick in brackets accepted the writing duties on Green Arrow. His cover for number 28 was also controversial as DA and his latest lady friend feverishly ripped each other's clothes off on their way to the main event. Dancing through the background of the cover are a handful of arrows pointed in various directions. Um, what no one ever mentioned was a cascade of green arrows in the background, which I intended as the symbolic, smaller quote, climax of this scene, unquote. Wagner continued, quote, yeah, I said it, unquote. ah, and of course, this was done back in 1990, so I think, as we all know, the CPA was still in effect at that point in 1990. Green Arrow Volume 3 began in 2001 with Kevin Smith as writer. Um, yeah, okay. So this is actually from 2003, that's right. With Oliver assumed dead at the start of the run, series sees him return from the grave, although the series later reveals that this Oliver is a past version of himself, created by Hal Jordan, that is, and that his soul is still dead and in heaven. Yeah, isn't that funny that even though he was, traditionally, of course, Green Arrow was always known for being more of a liberal, and liberals were not always, many liberals are not don't necessarily follow the Christian faith. So some do, but so that's kind of a little more ironic. Let's see. Okay. In Green Arrow number 10, and now alive Oliver convinces his soul to leave heaven and join his body. which then restores his full memory and makes him the titular hero once again. Um, well, you can't really do that on my stream because I'm not monetized. I don't have. You're trying to send a super chat there, Broly. How you doing? You look brighter. Oh, okay. Um, how you doing? I'm sending money. Yeah. Yeah. You can't. I'm not monetized, so you can't send me money. Sorry about that. Appreciate the thought, though. I think I saw, but again, and I'm asking, is this the son or is this the dad here? I know the son is usually, no, the son at times is usually the account as well. Here. Anyways, getting back to the article here, Joanna Pierce, Joanna Tanner, is the daughter of Frank Tanner, an informant for Black Lightning, who first appeared in Green Arrow number 26. Um, okay, I was wondering with the name last name Pierce, I was wondering if there was a next to Jefferson Pierce, and not quite a direct connection, but his mother Connie Pierce is Jefferson. Her mother Connie Pierce, Jefferson Pierce, Black Lightning's sister, making Jenna Jefferson's niece. Okay, so working as a lawyer in Star City, she befriends Oliver. The two become close. In Green Arrow number 30, Oliver comes into her apartment, finds Joanna has been murdered by Constantine Dracon after she was investigating a case involving people being illegally evicted from their homes. Created by Mort Waysinger and George Papp, Green Arrow first appeared in 1941's More Fun Comics number 73, oftentimes dressing in an outfit reminiscent of Robin Hood. A world-class archer fights crime and supervillains either in Star City or alongside the Justice League. In recent DC continuity, Green Arrow accomplished the Justice League, accompanied the Justice League to fight Pariah and the Dark Army in Justice League number 75. Oliver, Superman, Batman, and other Justice Leaguers, apart from Black Adam, were all seemingly killed during the battle. Although DC has since revealed that they may have survived and are now trapped inside alternate reality. I think one of the earlier articles we just read seemed to indicate. Well, actually, no, that was going far back in time. Um, I was actually back in 2003 that happened, where it was like an alternate reality. Uh, Yeah. Anyways, getting back to the article here. Oh wait. Okay, we finished the article actually. Okay, now we can move on to the next article. About halfway through the comic stuff. Towards the good thing here. Iconic Batman artist Tim Sale passes away at 66. Tim Sale, the iconic artist on The Long Halloween and many other hit series with writer Jeff Loeb, has passed away at age 66. Article by Brian Cronin, published 7 hours ago. Legendary comic book artist Tim Sale, perhaps best known for his Batman comic book work, particularly Batman The Long Halloween, one of many iconic projects that Sale worked on with writer Jeff Loeb, has passed away at age 66. Age 66. Sale's Twitter account, posted on June 16th, which was earlier today, um, quote, "It's with a heavy sadness that I must announce Tim Sale passed away today. He passed with the love of his life beside him and loves all of you very much. We share photos and stories under the post as we hope um, to share them with the community." Hale was born in Ithaca, New York in 1956, but he grew up in Seattle, Washington after moving there when he was a child. After initially attending the University of Washington for college, he then moved to New York to attend School of Visual Art, where he took a comic book workshop taught by Marvel legend John Buscema. Buscema. Hale then moved back to Seattle, and that is where his career stalled a bit in the early 1980s. As he later noted, quote, "I got discouraged in my 20s because the business was very New York centric," unquote. Um, Luckily for Sale, the 1980s was also the start of the direct market independent comic book boom, where the burgeoning direct market allowed for small comic book publishers to coexist with the bigger companies like Marvel and DC. In 1983, Sale got a gig inking um, Sale got a gig inking Phil Foglio on Warp Graphics comic book adaptation of Robert Lynn Asprin's Myth Adventures novel. All right, so yeah, I guess the kind of cycle too. We've got that going on right now too, where you have a bunch of independent comics, and it's done well before too. So, hmm. Warp Graphics at the time had a deal with Starblade Graphics to produce collections of its comics, and Sale was then given his first major penciling assignment, drawing Steve's World, an adaptation of a different Aspen work, a fantasy anthology where various authors um, would all tell stories set in a world created by Aspen, under the theory that this way the other writers wouldn't have to spend any time doing world building. In 1988, Hale drew an issue of Matt Wagner's Grendel for Comico, not Wagner, who we just talked about in the previous um, story as well, where Sale would work on a few other projects before becoming the regular artist on Grendel. In its final 7 issues before Comico ceased publishing comic books, Sale was then hired by editor Elliot S. Magan for miniseries at DC in 1991. Sale was paired with a writer who was new to comics, screenwriter Jeff Loeb. That project was called Challengers of the Unknown, sparked a collaborative relationship that lasted over 30 years. Wowie, wow, wow. Wowie, wow, wow. After getting his quote, quote unquote in at DC, Sale worked on a pair of notable Batman art in 1992. Quote, quote unquote, Blade with writer James Robinson in Legends of the Dark Knight, and Misfit, quote unquote, with writer Alan Grant in Shadow of the Bat. This led to his first Halloween themed Batman one shot, 1993's Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Halloween Special Number 1. Working with Jeff Loeb again late 1993 also saw Sale's next major ongoing series as Jim Lee, um, Jim Lee who is known for art excellence. Not, I don't know. I believe that might be him, not the James Lee you know. Or launched the noir series Deathflow using a new Frank Miller inspired art style, but Lee decided to leave the series after its second issue. So Sale co-drew the third issue with Lee and then took over as regular artist from Deathflow number 4 on, working with Lee's original co-writer on the series, Brandon Choi. He remained on the book through Deathflow number 12. During that period, he did his second Batman Halloween one-shot with Lowe. In 1995, Sale and Loeb did both a Wolverine Gambit miniseries for Marvel, as well as what seemed to be their final Batman Halloween one-shot. However, editor Archie Goodwin not only convinced them to do another Halloween story, he got them to do it as a year-long maxi series, and their 13-issue masterpiece, Batman: The Long Halloween, from Halloween 1996 through Halloween 1997, made both Sale and Loeb comic book superstars, one of the top pairings in comics. Loeb and Sale followed up The Long Halloween. They looked at Superman's life in a four-issue series, Superman for All Seasons in 1998. Sale also returned to Grendel in the anthology series Grendel Black, White, and Red. Sale won the Eisner Award for Best Penciler Inker for his work on Superman for All Seasons, Grendel Black, White, and Red. His short story with Matt Wagner in Black, White, and Red won, also won an Eisner for a short story. Anyway, continuing on with the article here. Hale and Loeb then did Dark Victory for DC, a year-long sequel to The Long Halloween. Marvel Comics at the time was going through some major creative shakeups, and new editor-in-chief Joe Quesada wooed Loeb and Hale to Marvel in 2001 for the first of four color-themed Marvel miniseries: Daredevil, Daredevil Yellow, Spider-Man Blue, followed in 2002, and Hulk Gray in 2003-4 as Hulk Gray was finishing. Hale re-upped with DC, doing covers for Detective Comics, backup stories in JSA, All-Stars, the first issue of the iconic artist Spotlight series Solo, another Long Halloween, follow up with Job and Catwoman when in Rome. In 2006, when Loeb became a writer and co-executive producer on the new hit NBC TV drama series Heroes, about a group of superheroes and individuals trying to figure out whether the heroes are villains, um, Sales art was used to stand in for the work of pre-cognitive artist character Isaac Mendez. Sales lettering was one of the one also used for the captions. Oh, wait. Sales lettering was also used for the captions on the series as well as its credits. In that same year, Sale launched a new Superman anthology series, Superman Confidential, working with writer Darwin Cook, um, who he worked with for the first time on Solo in 2004. He reunited with Loeb to start the Captain America White miniseries at Marvel in 2008. Due to Loeb's busy schedule working in television, the series was delayed so long that it was 2015 before it finally finished. Loeb and Hale reunited once again with year, just last year to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Long Halloween with a brand new Long Halloween one shot. CBR offers our sincere condolences to Hale and his family. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna do a quick little um, we're gonna do a quick little um, you know moment of silence for Mr. Sale. Um, with that, um, so we go with an hour, or I'm sorry, a moment of silence. So here we go. All right, there we go. Anyways, I'm gonna step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. Code 60, the favorite Rube Goldberg machine. I have no idea. I don't think I have one. Anyways, let's continue on with the article here. All right, Marvel's Midnight Suns form a new team. X-Men face extermination and more in September 2022 releases. Marvel's Midnight Suns rise in the comics. Spider-Man returns. Miles Morales hits a unique milestone and more in September 2022's new comics. Article by Stephen Gretting, published 5 hours ago. So here we go. Marvel Comics sends you back to school in September with the penultimate chapter of its current Avengers vs. Inhumans versus X-Men event, Judgment Day. But the potential extermination of all mutants from the Marvel Universe is just the tip of the iceberg of what the House of Ideas has to offer its fans. The long awaited All Out Avengers finally debuts. Marvel's new series, which will start every issue in the middle of the story, filling in the blanks as it unfolds. As that begins, the publisher's current adventure in the Spider-Verse comes to an end with a 2-issue finale featuring Spider-Ham, Hunter Spider, the Spider-Mobile, and more of Spider-Man's interdimensional count. Well, in this case, it should be Spider-Man, not Spider-Men. When putting it like that. The upcoming Midnight Suns game has inspired Marvel to reintroduce team in the comics as well, along the few members who aren't in the game, as far as we currently know. That is, all of this plus Wolverine teamed with Spider-Man, the story spinning out of this year's Hellfire Gala. Conan's final adventure in the Marvel Universe comes to a conclusion, and much more. Read the full solicitations below, and then discuss them on CDR's Marvel Comics Forum, Spider-Man Forum, Star Wars Forum, or Xbox Forum. Marvel solicitations the last 6 months. So here we go. AXE, Judgment Day number 4/6. Kieran Gillen did the writing with Valeria Schulte doing the artwork, cover by Mark Brooks, who's had some who's done, had some controversy of late. Variant cover by Pete Momoko. The clock is ticking, and midnight looms. It's not too late. 32 pages, rated T plus, $4.99. Order using. All right. AXE Judgment Day number 5/6. Too late. 32 pages, rated T plus, $4.99. AXE Avengers number 1. Written by Kieran Gillen, with Federico Vicentini doing the artwork, with Nick Klein doing cover. Let's see. Connecting variant covers by Salvador LaRocca. First, a 3-story essential Judgment Day one-shot. Tony Stark has spent his life building suits to protect him. Now he has to enter a suit of armor that could kill us all. Can he survive? Can anyone? This is a 40-page one-shot for $4.99. AXE Death of the Mutants, number 2 of 3, written by Kieran Gillen, with Guy Villanova doing the artwork, cover by Isad Ribic. The Celestial said, correct excess deviation, quote unquote. Now the hour of judgment is upon the Eternals. Have they done enough? Or does overcompensating at the late hour make it better or make it worse? So 2 pages, rated 2 plus, $3.99. Image there. X-Force number 32, written by Benjamin Percy, with art by Robert Gill, cover by Joshua Cassara. The hunt for X continued on Krakoa and AXE tie-in. Craven takes his hunt to Krakoa to prove he is the apex predator and not even the mutants. The so-called dominant species are a match for its prowess. So this spell the end of X-Force and mutantdom as we know it. So 2 pages, parental advisory, $3.99. There's some images here for that. Oh, actually, these are for Wolverine. Wolverine number 25 here. Benjamin Percy wrote it. Federico Vicentini, Adam Kubert, and Klaus Janson. So that's all who wrote it. Artists on it included Emma Kubert, Hal Charles, Juan Faria, and Andrea DeVito. The cover by Adam Kubert, Miracle Man variant by John Cassaday. Celebrating 25 issues of Logan's latest run, AXE tie-in. The desperate race to the top of the world forces Wolverine to team up with Gollum. But will the hand Hellbride bring them to an untimely end? Or will the celestial doom the unlikely team up? Plus, Bar Brawl, a rough and tumble 25th issue celebratory story with an array of artists ready to unleash adamantium-laced action. Mortal X-Men. All right, so here we go. Immortal X-Men #6, written by Kieran Gillen, with Michelle Bandini doing the art, cover by Mark Brooks. Let's see. An AXE tie-in. Judgment comes, and the Quiet Council grows suspiciously quiet. An exception, do you think a man so devoted to the Hellfire cares one jot? Let's find out. 32 pages, rated plus $3.99. X-Men Red #6, written by Al Ewing, with Stefano Caselli doing the artwork, cover by Russell Souderman, an AXE tie-in. Planet Arakko chose peace over war. Now war has chosen them. The monstrous arsenal of the Eternals is on the march. The Iraqi must defend their broken land according to the ancient laws. Against an enemy even older than they are, can the old ways win, or is a new Arakko about to be born? 32 pages, rated C plus, $3.99. Marauders #6. Steve Orlando writer, Andrea Brocardo art, with cover by Gail New. New. And AXE Time. The progenitor has risen. Now he visits each and every one of us, and we're given a chance to justify our lives. Sounds heavy, right? The Marauders agree. Who proved their right to life, who failed, and if you survive, just how excited is Orcus for a chance to scapegoat mutants for Earth's brush with destruction. All this and Detective Lockwood. 32 pages, rated B plus, $3.99. Fantastic Four, by David Capose, written by David Capose, Juan Cabal, with the artwork cover by Cafu. And AXE tie-in. The taking of Baxter 1, 2, 3, 4 begins now. With judgment looming um, over the Marvel Universe, Reed Richards has locked himself in a think tank in search of answers. The fate of humanity um, on on the line. What happens when Oubliette Midas sets her sights on the Baxter building? As the Fantastic Four falls before the ex- extreme matrix death trap, only one hero remains standing. But if you thought Oubliette was dangerous, it's nothing compared to what the Invisible Woman is capable of. Um, get ready for Die Hard in the Baxter building, as we've got only one thing. As we've got only one thing left to say. Yippee ki yay, Marvel Universe! 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Avengers number 60. Mark Russell and Gene Land. Javier Guerin, The Avengers. Ace Archer is back. Judgment Day looms. Hawkeye is called upon to justify his existence. As a benchmark, Hawkeye must prove that he brings at least as much joy and usefulness to the world as a randomly chosen mailbox, which admittedly is pretty high bar. So if you take it, I'm going to start going through these little faster here. Yes, okay, so Amazing Spider-Man number 10, written by Zeb Wells and Nick um, Lagata, covered by John Romita Jr. It's time for Spider-Man to be judged. I think we all know which moment in Spidey's history is going to weigh heavily on the proceedings. We don't want to miss this very special issue and might just break your heart all over again. Out Avengers number 1. Let's see. And go through here. Fortnite X Marvel Zero War number 505. I'm just gonna read through these and look stuff here. Midnight Suns number 105. A lot of titles here apparently. Marvel's Voices Community number 1. Yes, this one's a Pride title. Edge of the Spider Verse number 405. Look at all these. Man, September has got quite a few here. All right. So this rate with as many as these are, we're just going to go off. Edge of the Spider Verse number 4, number 5 coming out. Edge of the Spider Verse number 4 and 5 coming out. Amazing Spider-Man number 1 facsimile edition. Amazing Spider-Man annual number 1 facsimile edition. Amazing Spider-Man number 9. All these titles are coming out in September here. Mutants number 30. X-Men number 15. Gambit number 3 of 5. Legion of X number 5. X-Men 92. House of XBII number 5 of 5. And number 2. X-Men Unlimited. X-Men Green number 2 of 2. Terminators number 1 of 5. Ms. Marvel and Venom number 1. Wild Card, the drawing of cards number 3 of 4. Ultraman, The Mystery of Ultra 7, number 2 of 5. Damage Control, number 2 of 5. Captain America, Symbol of Truth, number 5. Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 4, which we covered a little bit yesterday. New Fantastic Four, number 4 of 5. Avengers Forever, number 9. Savage Avengers, number 6. King Foster and Mighty Thor, number 4 of 5. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, number 3. She-Hulk, number 7. The Variant, number 4 of 5. Tech Strike, Monster Warriors, number 4 of 5. Blade Panther, number 9. God Panther, number 9. Blade, number 6. Moon Knight, number 15. Punisher, number 6. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, number 42. Carnage, number 6. Venom, number 11. Spider-Man, number 5 of 5. Iron Cat, number 4 of 5. Venus Bell, Captain Marvel, number 3 of 5. Defenders Beyond, number 3 of 5. Thunderbolt, number 2 of 5. Daredevil, number 3. Ghost Rider, number 6. Ant-Man, number 3 of 4. Iron Man, number 23. These are, of course, more of the more recent volumes, as it were. Captain Marvel, number 41. Hulk, number 10. Thor, number 28. Predator, number 2. Alien, number 1. Star Wars Visions, number 1. Star Wars Obi-Wan, number 5 of 5. Star Wars The Mandalorian, number 3. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 27. Star Wars number 27. Star Wars Han Solo and Chewbacca, number 6. Star Wars, um, Star Wars Afra, number 24. I need to check something real quick. Sorry. Anyways, gotta check something real quick, so I'm gonna be right back. I am back. All right, so continuing on here, Star Wars Darth Vader number 27, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Omnibus hardcover Henderson cover, The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Omnibus hardcover Arthur Adams, Captain America by Nick Spencer Omnibus Volume 1, Captain America Volume 1 Alex Ross cover. Marvel Masterworks Kazar Volume 3 hardcover. Marvel Masterworks Kazar Volume 3 hardcover. Amazing Spider-Man Beyond Omnibus. Some more of that. Spider-Man. Fortnite X Marvel Zero War Premiere hardcover. Miracle Man by Gaiman and Buckingham Book 1. Avengers Kree Skrull War Gallery Edition. Black Panther by John Ridley, Volume 2, Range Wars. Trials of X, Volume 1, trade paperback. Volume Origin, Deluxe Edition, trade paperback. Star Wars, Han Solo and Chewbacca, Volume 1, the Crystal Run, trade paperback. A lot of trade paperback issues here. Thor Epic Collection, The Thor War. Credible Hulk Epic Collection, Fall of the Pantheon. Thor Epic Collection, Blood and Thunder. Credible Hulk Epic Collection, and now the Wolverine. Deadpool Epic Collection, Mission Impossible. Tomb of Dracula, the Collect Collection, Volume 6, trade paperback. Illuminati, trade paperback. X-Men First Class, Road Trips, GN, trade back, graphic novel. So there we go. So, and as I said, we just had so many titles there that's why I just stuck onto the summaries and all that. As any of those happen to catch your interest, and go ahead and check that out. All right, so with that, let's see now. Okay. All right, here's the last comic article we're going to get to here. Then we'll get into the anime coverage here. Batman, Miller and Varley's most iconic cover just sold for nearly $2.5 million. Frank Miller and Lynn Varley's iconic The Dark Knight Returns cover sells for nearly $2.5 million at Heritage's June 16th to 19th comics auction. So that's going on right now, basically, starting tonight. Article by Brendan Schwer, published 5 hours ago. Frank Miller and Lynn Varley, iconic. Frank Miller and Lynn Varley's iconic The Dark Knight Returns cover just sold for nearly $2.5 million. On June 16th, Miller and Varley's original cover art from Batman The Dark Knight Returns, Book 1, which features the iconic image of Batman Bruce Wayne silhouette in the form of a bolt of lightning, sold to a buyer for approximately $2.4 million at Heritage's June 16th through 19th comics and comic art signature auction. Quote, we're thrilled to see Frank Miller and Lynn Varley's influential work reach a level often associated with classic American art. Heritage Auctions Vice President Todd Hignite said, quote, "It deserves that, as this is um, easily one of the most famous comic book covers from any era, and it defined the superhero genre from the 1980s to this very moment. I can't think of a more important piece of comic art to have ever come to auction." Right, and I'm going to step away from the computer for just a quick moment so I can got something to do real quick, but I'll be right back. I'll leave some music on for you guys. All right. Anyways, getting back to the article here. The purchase is the first DC Comics original art to sell for more than $1 million, according to Heritage Auction. Previous record was $600,000 cover for 1973's Batman number 251 by Neil Adams, recently passed earlier this year, of course, which sold for $600,000 at Heritage Auctions in 2019. Last year, Heritage also sold a copy of Batman number 1 for $2.2 million. Miller previously did an interview posted on Heritage Auctions YouTube page discussing the iconic cover and his thoughts on The Dark Knight Returns. Quote, "I was finding my identity as an artist, and to me, the silhouette is the most important language of that," unquote, he said. Quote, "What you can convey in silhouette is going to impact the minds and the emotions more intensely than anything else. I got a knack for silhouettes, and if you want a real nice rendering of something, I am not your guy. I'm just not good at it. But I can punch out a KA silhouette," unquote. All right. In total, the first day of Heritage's June 16th to 19th Comics and Comic Art Signature Auction brought in more than $11 million. Other notable transactions include a $1.6 million purchase of near mint copy of All Star Comics number 8. If I'm correct, if that's the one I'm thinking of, I believe that's the one that has the first appearance of Wonder Woman. If that particular All Star Comics is from back in like 19. That's from 1941. That's from Volume One of All Star Comics. That's the one with as a backup story the first appearance of Wonder Woman. A $43,200 purchase of Gabriel Delato's The Amazing Spider-Man number 677 variant cover. A $104,000 purchase of Jim Lee's Batman number 619 variant cover. A $228,000 purchase of Mike Mignola's Batman number 438 cover. A $288,000 purchase of the Batman 428 The Death in the Family Part 3. And of course, that's the one where Jason Todd originally was murdered by the Joker. And a $180,000 purchase of Bob Kane's original Detective Comics number 59 over individual story pages and cover art for Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man number 16, also sold for a combined total of $1.3 million, while Don Heck's original art from Tales of Suspense number 14 sold for $216,000. Bill Everett's original art from Daredevil number 1 for $204,000. And of course, Bill Everett, his work goes all the way back to the late 30s, because right now we're in 1939, of course, and 38, 39, he was doing a feature for in Amazing Mystery Funnies in the early days for Centaur Comics, which he was writing for Skyrocket Steel. So, which we'll be going over that story tomorrow night, of course. Anyways, back to the article here. Okay. The auction continues until June 19th. For more information, visit Heritage Auctions. Alrighty then. So that's all of the comic related stories. So now we'll get into the anime related stories, as it were. And as we are well into the time, like hour 41 already here, so I'm gonna start trying to read through these very quickly. Got 6 anime stories to go through. So we will go ahead and get going on that. Alrighty then. So here we go. The best anime titles so far from Puro that aren't Bleach or Naruto, as I know a few of them as well. Studio Pero may be best known for the likes of Naruto and Bleach, but the studio has far more anime and far more diversity to its name than that. Article by Christy Gibbs published one day ago. So, in a rare occasion, of course, we're doing an article that's a day more that's day or a day over or more. Of course, because this one I thought was real good. While the name might not have quite as much instant brand recognition in the West as the likes of Kyoto Animation and PA Works or Toei Animation or anything like that, Pero has nonetheless churned out a number of hit anime over the years. These include major shonen staples that have become household names, even among non-anime fans such as Bleach and Naruto, as well as popular darker titles like Tokyo Ghoul. However, Pero has been around for far longer than that. While Naruto began airing in its home country in 2002 and Bleach in 2004, studio was established in 1979, making it one of the longest-running anime studios, still producing mainstream and hugely successful series today. Wow, so think about that. 1979 is when they first started. We're in 2022. 40 years plus right there. That's 43 years right there. 43 years. And then, I think the only company that I know of that's gone longer than that is Toei Animation. Toei Animation goes all the way back to the 60s, I believe, early 60s. So 63, I believe. So think about that. 43 years. Let's see now. Where are we? Not all of these are shonen battle shows. So here are five of the very best anime that Puro has produced to date that help to highlight the studio's variety. All right. Great Teacher Onizuka, 1999 to I've seen this one. This one's kind of a funny one. Before I read the article here, my own experience, because I've seen this one before. Of course, it was dubbed in English out here in LA. I know Steve Bloom did the voice of the lead character Onizuka. This one is definitely not a kids anime. This is one that is a little more mature, but it's funny. It is very funny. You guys, this is one I would highly recommend. Great Teacher Onizuka, GTO, sometimes short. 22-year-old Kichi Onizuka may be an ex-biker gang leader, but his dream now is to become the best high school teacher in the country. Not because he, parentheses, at first, has any great passion for teaching, but rather because he wants to score an adoring young wife. Okay, as I told you, a very kind of it's somewhat of an adult themed anime here. Um, However, when he somehow ends up being hired as a teacher at Holy Forest Academy, his unique talents as well as his character um, are put to the test as he's placed in charge of the infamous Class 3-4, whose students are anything but easy to contend with. Based on a shonen comedy manga of the same name, the 43 episode Great Teacher Onizuka anime blends its satirical theme and often highly irreverent sense of humor with a sense of deep earnestness. What some of While some of its jokes haven't necessarily aged well, GTO tackles a lot of surprisingly deep themes such as bullying, sexual harassment, and suicide, with even more surprising um, aplomb. It is likely for the reason that the series remains relatively popular to this day. The fact that it was produced by Studio Pero is one more reason why I like this show so much. Great Teacher Onizuka, or GTO, it goes by the short name GTO, is a very good anime, and I think many of us here would find it very funny to watch. It would be highly recommended. So, Polar Bear Cafe 2012 2013. The titular Shirokuma Cafe is a place owned and run by the enigmatic polar bear, aptly named Shirokuma. His cafe is popular among both animals and humans, although it becomes a hangout spot for two customers in particular: incredibly lazy and childlike panda, who begins working part time at the local zoo, and an older emperor penguin who likes to hear himself talk and has aspirations of becoming a comedian. Together with the pun loving Shirokuma, they filled their days with conversations, road trips, and get togethers with other cafe customers. Hmm. Polar Bear Cafe, in parentheses, the literal translation of its Japanese title, is a josei manga based um, work whose sense of humor is derived from its absurdist slice of life narrative, following a largely episodic format, with each episode usually further broken up into bite-sized skits. Anime is mostly dialogue driven and takes a whimsically silly yet gentle approach to its story and characters. The work may also be viewed as an um, Iyashike title, in that it's um, a show that's not only easy to watch, but also makes for an extremely relaxing and oddly soul soothing experience. And before we get to this, I'm going to go off camera for a moment. Be right back. Huh. All right, getting ready to continue on here. All right, so Yona of the Dawn, 2014 to 2015. I remember this one too. This one was kind of fun to watch too. They had some good music associated with this particular anime. Yona is a kind-hearted but sheltered princess whose father is the pacifist ruler of the kingdom of Koka. However, her days of pampered peacefulness come to an abrupt end when she is forced to flee for her life after witnessing her father being murdered as part of a coup d'etat by none other than Su Wan, Yona's first love. Now, alongside her loyal bodyguard, Son Hap, um, Yona must learn to survive in the forest. Um, must learn to or survive in the wilderness and get revenge by seeking out the four dragon warriors of legend, who also said to be the key to Koa's harmony and prosperity. While it may seem close to a reverse harem at first blush, shoujo manga based, based Yona of the Dawn, Akatsuki no Yona, has plenty to offer besides romance. An epic fantasy with just as epic character development. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Again, this is another anime I've watched, and again, the fact that Studio Pero did it um, gives it another reason for me to like it so much. Another one I would highly recommend. Let's see. Yona herself undergoes a completely believable journey from spoiled princess to determined leader, fully capable of making her own decisions and inspiring others in the process, combined with its tense action scenes and genuinely moving subplots. Yona of the Dawn is a must watch for any fantasy adventure fan. Mr. Osamatsu, 2015 2016. Osamatsu, Karamatsu, Korematsu, Ichimatsu, Gyushimatsu, um, Totomatsu are the identical sextuplets who make up the Matsuno brothers. Once rambunctious yet charming boys, they have since become ne'er-do-well neats, neither that stands for neither education, employment, or training, whose various personality quirks have developed into gaping character flaws, from the egotistical and womanizing Karamatsu to the constantly overexcited and still exceedingly childlike Yushimatsu. There, there, everybody lives their everyday lives, typically filled not with work or study, but with drinking, gambling, and attempting to score girlfriends. An outrageous parody that showcases some razor sharp satire, Mr. Osamatsu-san, is something of a spin off of the 1962 Osamatsu kun manga, although absolutely no knowledge of the latter is needed to enjoy the contemporary anime. Although spanning 75 episodes across 3 seasons, the first season of Osamatsu-san is the most compelling. Its premiere episode alone, um, which was actually removed from streaming services in November 2015, is nothing short of astounding in its audaciousness, although thankfully still far from the only standout episode series has to offer. Akudama Drive 2020. Far in the future, Kansai has become the vassal state of Kanto, and the police have the power to carry out public executions of anyone they deem fit to be an enemy of society. The worst of these are called quote unquote akudama, lawless men and women who are accused of committing the most heinous of crimes. When a young woman is accidentally arrested on a minor charge, she is caught between several akudama and equally as brutal police force, forcing her on a deadly adventure, one that will not only challenge her physically and mentally, but also completely upend society as everyone knows it. Akudama Drive is an anime original series although the first part of the manga adaptation was released a couple of months prior to the show. A dystopian cyberpunk action title, Akudama Drive, counts among its inspirations many works of both Western and Japanese, including Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, Luke Benson's Leon, The Professional, Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs, and Mamoru's Ghost in the Shell. However, the anime has a story path and atmosphere entirely its own, complete with super stick visuals to match that one heck of an opening. All right, then. So there we go with that one. There we go with that one. So we have some more hurdles to get to here. Let me see. Right, here's the next article we'll go through. As I said, we're gonna try to go through it as quickly as we can here. I already passed the 2 hour mark, but that's okay. All right. So, anyways, all right. Not sure which thing I was looking at there. Okay. Dragon Ball Super reveals an absolutely gorgeous Steelbook Blu-ray box set. Crunchyroll announces a new premium box set for the Dragon Ball Super TV anime, which contains the whole series in a set of premium Steelbook cases. Article by Michael Esterna, published 13 hours ago. Crunchyroll announced that it will release Dragon Ball Super on Blu-ray in a deluxe Steelbook box set. The new physical release of the martial arts epic will include all 131 episodes of the 2015 anime series on 20 Blu-ray discs. The discs will be packaged together in 10 colorful steel book cases, which will be decorated with art of the series characters, including Goku in his Super Saiyan blue form, the God of Destruction, Beerus, and Frieza in the golden form that first appeared within the series. The steelbooks will be bundled together in an outer steel case, which features monochromatic art of Shenron, Eternal Dragon. The box set is available for pre-order now through Crunchyroll's online store. The package retails for $149.99 US dollars, will be released on September 20th, 2022. There are some images. In addition to the show itself, the box set will also feature a number of bonus materials, which Crunchyroll describes as catching up on the Dragon Ball universe, Sunny Strait and Savannah Liga Lupi. Catching up on the Dragon Ball universe, Christopher R. Sabat and Hero D. Sabat. All right. Texas opening and closings. Watching Dragon Ball Super with Jason Douglas and Ian Sinclair. Of course, in the show, Jason Douglas is Beerus. Ian Sinclair is Witz, I believe. Witz is his name. Anime Expo 2017 interview with Sean Schemmel and Jason Douglas. Sean Schemmel, as everybody knows, is Funimation Dub's voice of Goku, among others. Dragon Ball Super, an interview with Sean Schemmel. Coffee break with Mai and Trunks. Dragon Ball Super at Anime Expo 2018 interviews with Sunny Strait, Matthew Mercer, and Kyle Bear. Let's see, Sunny Strait. Trying to remember who he does in Dragon Ball. Can't think of, but of course, most recently, Sunny Strait provided the English voice for Koro Sensei in Assassination Classroom, and also, of course, also is Major Hughes in Full Metal Alchemist. I just can't remember who exactly he does in Dragon Ball. Let's see. Matthew Mercer, who does as one of the main protagonists of Dragon Ball Super, and then Halle Berry, who of course is the voice of Gohan. Dragon Ball Super, Raleigh Pickens and Chuck Huber answered Twitter. Chuck Huber, who was Android 18 in there, I believe. Humans and an Android Dragon Ball Super. Twitter Q&A with Sarah Wiedenheft and Don Bennett. Of course, everybody knows Sarah more for the more infamous aspect that her brother was caught um, downloading TV porn. Um, Dragon Ball Super interview with Patrick Stites and Kyle Bear. Dragon Ball Super first began airing in 2015. The series is based on Akira Toriyama's and Toyo Taro's sequel manga of the same name, which is still ongoing, set in between the finale of the Majin Buu arc and the 28th Tenkaichi Bukokai tournament that served as Dragon Ball Z's finale. The series saw Goku and friends travel through across space and time as they encountered a number of new and returning enemies. The show also featured the Saiyan hero discovering a number of new abilities, including his previously mentioned Super Saiyan Blue form, as well as powerful Ultra Instinct transformation. The Dragon Ball Super anime came to an end in 2018, while the manga has continued to be published. Series producer Akio Iyoku said in early 2022 that there would be more animated Dragon Ball this year, besides the upcoming Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, which caused many fans to assume he was teasing of a possible return of the TV anime, which now has a substantial amount of new content from the manga to potentially adapt into the anime. No official announcements about the series have been made. In addition to the new box set, Crunchyroll will also distribute Superhero internationally. The series' latest movie will premiere in the United States on August 19th. the company is also um, streaming all of the Dragon Ball anime series, including Dragon Ball Super, on its subscription service. Oh, there we go with that. We will get ready to move on to the next series. See if any. No. Huh. Anyways. All right, so getting ready to move on here. We're already past 2 hour mark. Okay. Hopefully, I can get through this. I'm gonna start rushing through this. I'm trying to rush through this stuff as quickly as possible. Let's see. Is there any? Let me skip the. Let me skip the rest of them because I'm getting kind of tired here. I think that'll be all for tonight, guys. As I'm getting kind of worn down here a little bit, especially with nobody else here. Um, so we'll start to wrap up here. All right. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this portion of things up here. I'm gonna move on to the wrestling news. So with that, okay. So here's so I'm gonna go ahead and move ahead to the wrestling news. So in WWE news, something came out today that Vince McMahon is now being investigated. Hey, backup. Hey, I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, I'll send you the link. Hey, Batgoat, how do you like? Do I look better? Because I got a new computer with a new camera and everything. Got a new computer, so do I look and sound better now? So, thank you for the like and share, by the way. So, all right. So, anyways, with the wrestling news coming up here, so yes, right now WWE is facing some controversy, and Vince McMahon apparently is being investigated for doling out hush money to cover up a sex scandal. Apparently, apparently he was involved. Now, other parts of the story include that Vince and Linda have been separated for some time. They're not divorced, and there's no indication they are going to get divorced. Only because if they were to divorce, that would complicate things with the scholarship aspect of it. Just just don't speak with your hands in front of your face. Oh, yeah, I guess moving my hands around, that's kinda, I guess, part of the problem. I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, so there's some controversy there as the board of directors, um, are kinda are kinda looking into that, and even though he is still technically the owner of the company, he could still be forced to step down. In a way, it almost seems kind of like, I don't know, maybe people within on the corporate side of it, the board of directors of the WWE, it almost seems like they maybe trying to push the McMahons out a little bit here because Triple H was forced to now granted, Triple H was kind of forced to retire because of health issues, had a heart attack and everything. So, but now you have Stephanie McMahon who stepped down, quote unquote, saying that she's stepping down so she can spend more time with her family. With Nick Khan taking over, um, and now Vince with this sex scandal. So, but it sounds really good, Mike. Very cool. Yeah, I went and bought a new computer yesterday, back up. So hopefully things are a lot better now. Um, with that as well, let me see now. Let's see. WWE does have Money in the Bank coming up soon. They just want a court order to make Vince buff even everyone's butt um, with a polisher. Oh boy, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, Vince in his heel persona has played up the idea that he's fooled around with a number of the female talents within the WWE. So you can't necessarily put it past him. But anyways, moving on to the WWE, AEW. So last night, of course, AEW had a Dynamite episode. Um, among some of the main in the main event saw the Young Bucks defeat Jurassic Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson defeating Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and to become the new AEW World Tag Team Champions in a ladder match. Um, Jurassic Express had a pretty good run there, and now it looks like they may be theoretically thinking about pushing Jungle Boy as a single star now, and to really extend that or kind of kickstart that. Um, they apparently Christian Cage turned against Jurassic Express and Jungle Boy in particular, um, turning heel. So now they're building towards a potential Jungle Boy Christian Cage feud there. It would appear. Um, Also on the night, of course, in the advance last week, AEW had introduced the new All Atlantic heavyweight title, in which um, in which now trying to think here. So they're setting up for the finals of that as a fatal four-way match. Come for Forbidden Door, which is a week from this Sunday. The AEW and New Japan co-produced show. Um, Pac representing um, England last week defeated Buddy Matthews representing Australia to advance in the tournament. And now last night, Miro, representing Bulgaria, defeated Ethan Page, who is representing Canada and the faction Men of the Year in the tournament, advancing. So now you have Pac and Miro involved in the all American title fatal 4-way at Forbidden Door. Also last night saw Tony Storm get a win on Dr. Britt Baker. Also, it looks like they may be also trying to put over a possible 3-way feud for the IWGP title to come up at Forbidden Door, possibly with IWGP champion Jay White taking on Undisputed Elite Adam Cole, who recently won the men's bracket of the Owen Hart tournament, and most recently former AEW world champion Adam Page, Hangman Adam Page. Also, Wardlow won a 20-on-1 elimination handicap match in which he basically had to take on 20 security personnel or face them in court. So he won that match in fashion. And then in a hair versus hair match, Chris Jericho defeated Ortiz in that hair versus hair match with the help of the now newly heel Sammy Guevara. That all happened last night on AEW Dynamite. And thus far, one of the criticisms that that WrestleMania has been giving towards that is that they haven't been pushing Forbidden Door as hard as they normally would. Forbidden Door, which is a co-production of AEW and New Japan, in which you already have signed, of course, I told you, the 4-way All-American title tournament finals with Pac and Miro already advancing, and then you have 2 more matches to come as well, pitting international wrestlers against each other. You also have already set up for the interim AEW world title. You have number 1 contender Jon Moxley taking on Takahashi of New Japan. So, and that would be all of the AEW news I have for you guys tonight. And then we do have some, just some quick Impact news, as coming in, as we are getting ready for this Sunday, Slammiversary. Already kind of told you matches going into that, but we will remind you once again. So the pay-per-view coming up this Sunday, Slammiversary. Among the matches include Josh Alexander defending the Impact World Title against Eric Young, who had won the rights in a gauntlet match. In a Queen of the Mountain match. Now, the Queen of the Mountain match is basically the female version of the King of the Mountain match that was presented by the men. The Queen of the Mountain match is in essence a reverse ladder match, as I've explained before. In other words, instead of taking something down via going up the ladder to grab it, you actually have to hang something up in order to win the match. In this case, it's a knockouts title. The champion Tasha Steelz defends the title in the Queen of the Mountain match against against Jordan Grace, Chelsea Green, Diana Perazzo, and Mia Yim. So in a five-way match there for Queen of the Mountain match. You also have for the X Division title in an Ultimate X match where the title will be suspended above the ring by a pair of cables that makes an X in the middle of the ring. Ace Austin defends against the likes of Jack Evans, Mike Bailey, Kenny King, Trey Miguel, and Alex Zane. Briscoe brothers will be defending the Impact World Tag Team titles against the Good Brothers. Jay and Mark Briscoe defend against Paul Anderson and Doc Gallows in a 10-man tag team match. The five men of Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, the tag team OGK of Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and then Pierre Paul Roulette and Vincent will be taking on the um, Team Impact of the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, along with Frankie Kazarian, and two mystery partners who and the only requirement is that they have to have been involved with Impact Wrestling at some point in their careers. Sami Callihan takes on former Impact Heavyweight Champion Moose in a Monsters Ball match, which is I think some kind of like hardcore match. I'm not exactly. And then for the Impact Knockout Tag Team titles, that's the women's tag team titles, you have the influence of Madison Rayne and Tennille Dashwood taking on Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie, the AAA, um, the AAA, Reina de Reina's champion. So that's all the wrestling news I have for you guys. So now we'll start to wrap things up finally. As I will, as I think it's a good time to look at this day in youth history. History! So we're coming up on a 2.5 hour mark. So 42, 97 here. Seven, um, and then 2000. Okay. So, anyways, all right. So, anyways, here we go. First off, we're going to head back 80 years ago today. As on this date, 80 years ago today, um, on this date, 80 years ago today, the 20th issue of Planet Comics went on sale from Fiction House on this date back in 1942. 80 years ago today, 20th issue of Planet Comics went on sale on this date back in 1942 for 10 cents. It was 64 pages. So obviously, this is a sci-fi adventure anthology, I would gather. So there we go. On this date, 80 years ago today, the 20th issue of Planet Comics went on sale on this date. Also, moving on to the next piece of news history here. Going back 25 years ago today. Um, on this date, uh, back in 1997, from Lake Placid, New York City. WWE held its Monday Night Raw event. The main event saw the Nation of Domination team of Farouk and Kama Mustafa defeat Ahmed Johnson and The Undertaker. We also had in quarterfinal matches for the WEF World Tag Team Tournament, you had towards the end of the show the Headbangers defeat Jerry Lawler and Rob Van Dam, and Owen Hart and British Bulldog started off the show defeating the new Blackjack Bradshaw and Blackjack Wyndham, aka JDL and Barry Windham. With Blackjack Wyndham, the son of Blackjack Mulligan, for those who may not have been aware. Any other key matches here? Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Brian Pillman via disqualification with members of the Hart Foundation at the time in the corner, Jim Neidhart, Owen Hart, and Britt. And then during a time when WWE had a very short-lived working arrangement with the NWA at the time, we did see Tommy Rogers taking on his tag team partner Bobby Fulton, defeating him in 248. So on this date, 25 years ago today, Raw from Lake Placid, New York. That's what we have for you there. Moving on to the next piece of niche history here. As on this date in 2012, which was 10 years ago, from Production IE, the anime film Library War, The Wings of Revolution, premiered in theaters on this date back in 2012. So 10 years ago today, the anime movie Library Wars, The Wings of Revolution premiered on this date in Japan back in 2012. And with that, we have one more piece of niche history for you before we head out for the night. As we have for you here on this date, 5 years ago today, World of Winx would finish its run on Netflix on this day. The World of Winx is a sequel or spin-off of the Winx Club. So on this date, 5 years ago today, the World of Winx would complete its run on Netflix. So with that, guys, I thank everybody for being here. Don't forget, tomorrow night is, of course, our weekly look back at comic history. Backcode, if you're still here, I'll be sending you the link sometime tomorrow during the day. I thank y'all for dropping in and dropping some likes. Hope everybody enjoyed the show, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.